If you are hosting your website for the first time, you just built a website and you want to host it, this video will be very helpful to you. So we are going to teach you how to host your first website. So if you want to post your first website, the first thing you have to do is to get that website ready. Once you are sure that the website is ready, you are done with it, then the next thing is your domain name. You have to get a domain name. So how do you get a domain name? Just visit some hosting company's website, then you pay for domain name. An example of a hosting company you can visit Host Now. If you are in Nigeria, you want to use Nigerian host, you can go to hostnow.com, you can go to truehost.com, you can go to many other hosting companies. You can just Google hosting companies in Nigeria. Then you see so many of them. I just mentioned the ones I've used before. But the ones I'm using now, I'm using foreign host. I don't use Nigerian host anymore because at a point I got a bit frustrated by some of the services that are not consistent with what I want. But if you want to use a foreign host, I'm using namehero.com. So foreign hosts can be more expensive, but their services satisfy you better than Nigerian hosts because I've been enjoying this service. In case if you check out namehero.com and seeing their prices are too expensive, you know what you do? Just hit back to me. There's a way I host my students' websites so that you don't have to spend a lot of money hosting it in NameHero, pay you for a full hosting. After you must have bought the domain, you visit the website, you search for your domain. If it's available, then you buy. When I say available, I mean if nobody has used it, because probably the domain name you want to use, someone must have used it. If nobody has used this, then you can pay for it. And domain name, in case if you don't know what domain name is, domain name is just the address of the website. For example, let's say if I want to host a website with my name, I will say www.usheju.com. That is my domain name. I use the name of your business, probably www.thenameofyourbusiness.com or .ng or .org. Okay, whatever domain you want to use, then just type it and search for it and check whether it exists. If it's already existing, then it means you are not going to use it. But the next thing is hosting. When you select a domain name, if you're using a particular hosting company and you want to pay for both domain name and the hosting, then you have to also pay for hosting in that same hosting company. But what I do is I buy a domain name in Nigeria and host it in a foreign host because domain name is cheaper in Nigeria. I've never experienced any issue with my domain name when it is purchased in Nigeria. It's quite cheaper in Nigeria. Actually, these days I use truehost.com to buy domain name. Now I use namehero.com, which is my host, to host it. Okay, so you might consider that as well. You buy your domain name in Nigerian host and you host it in hosting company, or you buy your domain name in Nigerian host, then you chat me, I will host it for you. So that's it. Here I'm going to teach you how to do it by yourself. Then if the money is too expensive for you, then you now chat me to make it cheaper for you. You also go to probably the same or a foreign host, namehero.com, which is what I'm using. There are many others like hostgator.com, godaddy.com, hostinga.com. All these are so many foreign hosts you might consider as well. And I'm using namehero.com. So when you go there, you are going to see so many different plans. So you check the one that you can afford and you check their options, the services they render. Then you also have to check what your website needs, whether everything is there, whether they have it. For example, you check whether the bandwidth is limitless hosting or limited hosting, whether it is shared hosting, cloud hosting, or whatever hosting. All these things are what you're going to check, and then check the capacity, what you can actually afford. Because this is your first website, you have to start with what you can afford. Okay, eventually when you begin to build massive websites, then you might consider other bigger options. Then you choose the option, then you follow the steps quite easy, go the step by step, then order for the host, and boom, you have your host ready. And when you have your host, you are going to get an email telling you that you've successfully purchased a hosting plan from so company. They will give you a cPanel login details. You have a username there and the password you are going to use to log in, and the link, the cPanel link that will lead you to where you're going to log in. Okay, if you didn't see the cPanel link, just that domain name you purchased /cPanel, because you're hosting a domain name somewhere in that host. So when you type in domain name, maybe let's say the domain name you purchase is uchejo.com. Just type in www.uchejo.com/cpanel. So once you do that, then it brings out where you're going to enter the username and the password. When you enter the username and password, boom, you've logged in. Before you log in, actually, you have to convert your website to zip file. Just select all the files in your website you want to upload. You right click on one of the files. After selecting all of them, click on point to send to, then click on compressed zip folder. It will be converted to zip folder. Once you log into the cPanel, then you go to file manager, click on public HTML, look for where your domain is, open your domain. So if you don't see your domain, it means probably your domain is the only domain in that host. So you click on public HTML, it opens, then you upload the files. After uploading the zip file, you extract it. Because you know that it's a zip file, you have to extract it to display the files. Then after that, then your files in the website. After you must have uploaded it, you visit your domain in a browser, you're going to see that your website is live. And if your file doesn't have database, then you are okay, you are done. But if you have a database, you're also going to follow another step. Another step is you have to press export your database from the local database, then you import it to the live database. And before you import it, you have to first create your username, then create the name of the domain, go the database wizard to add the database, then add the user of the database, after which, boom, then you upload the database. After uploading the database, you have to configure the connection to the database. Just go to your config file in the website and configure it. Put the name of the username and the name of the database you used. Once you do that, then your site is live. As simple as that. Okay, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to host your websites. Here, you are going to learn how to host simple website that doesn't have a database and the one that has a database. Okay, you're going to learn both in this tutorial. First, let's look at the website we're going to host. This is actually a website I built for a cryptocurrency organization. Okay, so that is it. So this is the website. Let's look at it. Okay. All right, so the next thing you are going to do is that you're going to quickly, since the website is done already, you go to the folder of the website, go to the folder where you hosted the website, and this is the folder where I hosted. You open it. Now this is the file you are going to upload. Okay, so you select all the file you're going to upload. I'm not going to upload the database. This is a database, you leave it. As you don't want to upload to the server, you remove it. Yeah, I think every other ones can go to the server. It's excluding this one. Okay, these graphics will not follow. Remove graphics. All right, this is where I store all the graphics I used. It's not necessary for the website. So if there's anything that doesn't contribute to the functionality of your site, you don't have to upload it. Okay, so after you must have unselected the things you don't need, then you can right click on any file or folder, anything at all. Right click. Once all of them are selected, you right click and convert it to zip folder. Okay, then you convert it to compressed zip folder. So it's going to be in zip folder before you upload, though it depends on the server you're uploading. Okay, actually before you do this, actually you are going to get your domain name and the hosting before you start talking about uploading this file. All right, so how do you get the domain name and hosting? There are many organizations, okay, where you can host your website. Okay, let's sample some of them. We have host now for Nigerians. Host now in Nigeria. Why host now is opening? Let's look at TrueHost. TrueHost is opening. Then for foreign we have NameHero, which is the one using. Then we have HostGator, HostGator.com, I think, Gator.com. Then we have GoDaddy also, GoDaddy, okay, GoDaddy.com. Then we have Hostinger. These are very popular foreign hosting companies, okay, and some of them are quite affordable. Hostinger.com. Okay. So in Nigeria, you have host now. This is host now. Then you have TrueHost as well in nigeria.com.ng. If you want to go for foreign hosts, you have Name Hero. Then you have HostGator and GoDaddy and Hostinger. All right, so you can take your time to go through all these platforms to choose the one you want. There are so many others. All right, but I actually host website for my students, and I made it affordable. I have a foreign host, and where I use my platform to host your website in a foreign host instead of you using local host, which is not reliable some of the times. And if you can't afford foreign host, which is costlier, but it is more secured and faster and all. If you can't afford it, then you take advantage of my hosting, then I'll host it for you so that your website will be in foreign host. If you want that, then you have to shout me in the comment and shout me. All right. Okay, so that's it. So that is to say, you must get a hosting plan. Then you get a domain name. You have to purchase a domain name. What I normally do, I normally use the Nigerian host to buy a domain. The reason is because it is cheaper in Nigeria. Now you have to buy your domain. So how do you buy a domain? Before you buy a domain, you have to first of all check the validity of that domain to know whether that domain is existing, whether someone has taken the domain, because you cannot use a domain someone else has taken. So how do you do that? You have to go to whois.com. Whois.com. This is a website for checking whether a domain name has been taken. Okay. Now this website we want to host is a crypto currency website. Let's call it Crypto Hub for now. Okay, Crypto Hub. Okay, .com. Let's check if someone has taken cryptohub.com. They just know if you're hosting a website for somebody, maybe for a client, you have to check. You have to actually talk with the client to know exactly the domain name they want, because some of them might already have purchased a domain name, or they know the one they want in mind. So they send you the kind of domain they want. Then you start to know if it's existing. If it's not existing, then you search for another. So if you want to see that this crypto hub is not existing, so you have to keep searching until you get the one that is existing. Now let me change it to Heroic Crypto. Let's see. Heroic Crypto. Heroic Crypto. So it doesn't exist. So you can use this one if you want to. Then you see the price here, but actually the price here is quite high, $13. Okay, not high as a matter of fact. So it's about in Nigeria it's about 20,000 naira, which is actually similar to the cost in Nigeria. So it's fair. You can add it to cart, but if you don't have a dollar, if you can't pay with dollar, maybe you don't have a dollar card to pay, then you just have to go to Nigerian host and search for it. I mean, go to Nigerian host if you're using Nigerian host. Okay, but if you're not a Nigerian, then you can just look for, if you want to use a local host, look for a local host in your own community. But if you want to use a foreign host, then this way you can just order for it from here, or you go to your hosting. It's better you even go to your hosting company, the host you want to use, order for it there. For example, if you want to use a Hostinger, then you can just click on start, and then you use the plan you want. Some of them will normally give free domain for 1 year. Okay, but if you are hosting it in my platform, then you can get domain at a cheaper rate here, and hosting it on my platform will be far cheaper than hosting it in other platforms here. Okay, so you can get the domain at a cheaper rate in TrueHost. Go to TrueHost here, get the domain, just search for the domain you want to purchase, search for it here. Okay. So you see it's existing 15,000. So it's cheaper than the one in foreign host, because that one is about 20,000 about. So this is 15,000 now. Can add to cart. So this TrueHost is actually the cheapest, one of the cheapest places to buy domain in Nigeria. All right, so other ones are costlier. Like if you buy it in Hostnam now, it's about 25k thereabout. Okay, but through host you get it at cheaper, right? So you can add to cart and follow the steps to buy it. But I'm not buying this. I just actually want to show you how to host. Okay, so just follow add to cart, then you follow the steps, then you order for it, pay for it, then the host will get information that you paid for it, then they will get it ready for you. Okay, then if you have any issue doing this, you also get back to me, work together to get it solved. Then after you must have gotten the domain, then you can come to me for hosting. Then I will help you to host it. But let's look at how you can host it. Okay, but let's say you got domain from you want to host it in another platform. Once you order for the domain and you pay for hosting, which you're also going to see the hosting services like this one, this hosting, and you see their hosting services here. Okay, so hosting is we'll call it $4 per month. Okay, but after 1 year, the price will be a regular price of $191. We'll call it $192 per year. Okay, for 48 months. So which is about in Nigeria it will be about 200 and something thousand. This one is for first price. If you pay for 48 months, so you are going to be paying about 200 and something thousand. Okay, but after the next year, after if your first payment has expired, you'll be paying around $13 or $14 per month. $14 per month is about 20,000 naira thereabout per month. When you calculate it by 12, that will give you about almost 300,000 thereabout. So that's a lot of money in Nigeria. But in other part of the world, it might not be a lot. But in my host, it's so cheap. I don't want to talk about the price in my host here because the price might change later. Okay, that's just what you will need to do is if you want to host it in my platform, you chat me. We talk about it. Okay, so it's quite cheap for you there. So that's it. Now, but in case if you are hosting it in another platform, they will send you email. Once they confirm your payments, then they will send you email. Your email will contain the cPanel link. cPanel link you're going to use to log into your cPanel. Okay, but I'm going to use my own to log in. You understand? Even though I'm going to hide it from you because it's private. Okay, but my own cPanel is here. I'm going to use it. If you come to this, even though I'm going to shed it, I'm going to hide it because it's personal. This is my login details here. No, hide it. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to hide it. Okay, but just know in your own case, your own will be available in your email. So you use it to log in and start uploading. So after you must have gotten your hosting plan and you've gotten your domain, then the next thing is now coming here to do these things. Just go to your website folder, convert it to zip file, select all the files of your website, all right, then convert it to zip file like this. Do you understand? So once it is like this, then the next thing is to use your login details, your cPanel login details to log in. Okay, let me use my cPanel login. This is the link. Is it this cPanel link? You log into the cPanel. So you enter the user password. They are all here already. Then you log in. So this is logging in. Perfect. So you've got into your platform now. Okay. Now when you get into the platform, just look for File Manager. Click on File Manager. Now the File Manager has opened. Then you look for public_HTML. Open it. Awesome. All right. Now, once you get to public_HTML, if you are hosting it in your own host, maybe you are hosting in a different company instead of my own, you're not going to see all these folders that we are seeing here. Okay, you are going to actually see maybe this folder, maybe one more tiny folder. All right, and that's all. Okay, so this will be almost blank, and you're going to upload your file right here. Just have to click on upload, and then upload your file. Then you can upload it. In my own case, because I have other website that I hosted here, I'm not going to upload it right here. Instead, maybe I'm going to create
a subdomain for it. I didn't buy a domain, I'm just teaching you. Let me also use this opportunity to teach you how to create a subdomain. So I'll create a subdomain for this one. So I will host it in a subdomain. Okay, but in your own case, the domain, once you host, if you have a host already, they will use that domain, okay, as the root domain for this particular website, so that if you upload it in public HTML, it will show live. Okay, but in our own case, we use a subdomain. We'll host it inside a subdomain. Let's go there. So how are you going to get it done? To use a subdomain, we have to go to domains. Okay, then go to, maybe I will say crypto.heroicsite.com. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to put it. So you go to create new domain. So I will call it crypto.heroicsite.com. This heroicsite.com is actually the root domain of this website. You understand? That's why I'm using it. You can also use, if there are other websites you hosted here you want to use, just the name of the subdomain you want to use, whatever website you want to use. Okay, just the name of the subdomain you want to use, then you now put the name of the website .com or whatever it is. Okay, then after that, I'm actually going to host it in public HTML, but inside this admin. So where you want to, let me show you what I'm talking about. Where you want to host it with determine. You see this admin now, that's where I want to, inside here. I want to host it inside here. If you want to host it directly inside public HTML, then you just type in only public HTML here. You type in public _HTML/. If you do it like this, now it will be hosted inside this folder, will be inside public HTML. But I want it to be inside my admin folder. Then I will do it like this, admin. I'll add admin/. So this way now, this will be inside my admin. Okay, in your own case, it might be inside public HTML. You might not need to put this admin. There won't be need for you to put this admin because your own might not be arranged the way my own is. Just put public HTML/this, and that's all you need. Okay, then you submit. Okay, so it's successfully created. Now if we go back to this, now we open admin folder. We are going to look for crypto.heroicsite.com. So look at it here. You see that? You open it. So you see, so we are going to see this folder, this particular folder. I leave it as it is. Now you're going to I actually minimize this slightly. You're going to upload all those zip file here. Okay, just click on upload here. Then you go to your file. You zoom out. You just you minimize it, as in you restore it. Then this is this zip file. Okay, you can just drag and drop here. Wait for it to upload. So if your file is heavy, just know that it's going to take some time to upload, so you have to be patient for it to upload. So you wait patiently for it to upload, but this file doesn't have a lot of files in it, so it uploaded so fast, and which is good. All right, and after the upload, then this is perfect. So if you go here, just refresh, you reload here. You reload this and you see the file you uploaded. Then you right click on it, you click extract. So it will be extracted right inside here. Just click extract file and wait. Boom, it has been extracted. Then you refresh or you reload again. Awesome. Then you can now delete this because you've gotten the file you want. Delete this zip file. You delete it away from the recycle bin. If you don't have a database, then you are done. You are so done. You understand? And that's amazing. You're so done. You finish hosting your website. If you check that subdomain I created, you are going to see it. But because we have database, we are going to continue with the database now. Okay. We're going to continue with the database. But in case if you don't have a database, maybe you just build a website without a database. All you need to do is just to check the domain name. Just type in the domain name here. If you're using an actual domain like that, but I'm going to type in subdomain because I use subdomain. Just say crypto.heroicsite. heroic site.com. What you're going to notice that it might not show anything. It might show a blank space. Okay, do you see that it doesn't really move? It's move it to my own website. Reason is because I have not finished it. I've not finished the process yet. Okay, so I've not finished the process yet. So you search for it, couldn't see it, and it moved it immediately to my own because I added a redirect to it. So when it searches and it didn't see, it will move it to a particular host. Okay, and now the next thing we have to do is we have to host it. We have to go to add the database. Okay, so we have to start with the local database. You have to go to where you save the local database. Go to phpMyAdmin if you have it there. So export the database. Okay, now let me check the name of the database. Okay, this is the name of the database, Oxygen Invest. Okay, now let's start search it in the database. It has a so let's look for Oxygen. Let's look for Oxygen quickly. Oxygen, that is R. This is it here. You get it from here. You just click on it to expand it. Then click on export. Click on export to get it exported. Okay. Now you just export it quickly. Export it quickly as SQL. It's already SQL format. Okay, then you export it. It has been exported, and this is the file here, Oxygen DB number 3, which means I've exported it before. That's why it's showing number here. That's okay. Now we've exported it from the local database. Now let's import it in the live server. We go back to our domain. Okay, go back here. Go back to the 2. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to create user for this domain, for this database. We are going to create a database, then we'll add user to it. We're going to use database wizard here. Click on database wizard, and then you click on, maybe you call it Oxygen. Maybe you might need to get the name from here. I will copy the name here. So I'll just copy this name, Oxygen Invest DB. Rename Oxygen Invest DB. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to move. Actually, I already have this, but I just want to show you how to do it. I already have this database in the database, but I just want to show you how to do it. So when I want to create it now, it might tell me that it has been created. Let me change the name so that it will be created. Oxygen. Let me remove. Okay, maybe later I will delete it just to show you. Okay. All right. You click on next. Then you now add the name you want to use. Remember, this username is very important. Okay, maybe you want to use Oxygen as a username. If you want to use it, you remember it. Okay, then you can generate a password, a strong password. Maybe this one can serve. You copy it, keep it to a safe place so that you don't forget it. Okay, then you just click I've copied. Then maybe you paste it to somewhere, maybe here. Let's paste it here so we don't forget it. I've copied, then use password. The password will be added. Yes, the password has been added. Click on create user. The user will be created with the password. So you see the user, the database, and the user. Copy these two. Okay. Keep in a safe place also, because you are going to use it to link the database. You understand me? All right, then click all privileges. Okay, then just to give the user all privileges, the privileges to edit, to delete, and to create. Okay, then they are done. So you've completed this session. Okay, the next thing now is that you're going to go back to your file. Okay, before you even upload the database, you can just go to your file and link the database, then you upload it, or you upload before you link, whichever one. You just go to config, where you have your configuration file, because if you actually created the website with a database, you already know where the configuration file is. You go there and open it. as in where you have the configuration, the one you configure to connect to the database. Okay, now you are going to, this one is the local, maybe I will highlight this. If you go to your configuration file, this one is what I'm going to change. Then what you should do now, in this username, you change the username to, let's change the username to this one. This is the user, the new user. Okay, the new user. Okay, then the password, you change it to this password you just created. Okay, then the database, you change it to this database, the way it is here, this one. If you watch, you see that this the database has this, and the user has this also, because that's the actual the root username of this server. Okay, then paste it. So you've done it, then you save it. So you are done with the configuration. Now the next thing is to upload the database. Having configured it, or you, like I told you, can upload before configuration, or you configure before uploading, whichever one works fine. Okay, so that's it. Then we have to go to the database. Just go back to the tools also, then you go to the live database so that you see that particular database you created. You will see it, then you upload it. Good. So let's quickly go to database. This PHP my admin, click on it. When you click on it, it opens our database. Now look for that database, Loxygen something, right? Look for it. You see that we have lots of databases here that we've created. This Loxygen Invest, this is the one we created. I told you that we already have this. So create another one. So you open it. Then you see it's empty now. Import. Click on import. Remember you've exported from the local database, right? Just click on import. Click browse. This is it here. Click on it. Then you will import. And that's all. Then you wait for it to get imported. Perfectly, it has been imported. And once you're done with this, then you are so done. Okay, then if your domain has not propagated, then you have to wait for the domain to propagate. Sometimes it takes 24 hours to propagate. Then after propagation, it will start showing live. You now test it to see if there are errors. If there is any error, you notice it and fix it, and you are done, and your website is hosted. So look at the website. So if you check, you see that I visited crypto.heroicsite.com and look at it showing some hosted in a subdomain, but in your own case, this will be your own domain. You understand? This will be the domain you used. Okay, so if you use crypto.com, you see it's crypto.com. If you use whatever name you use, you see it. Once you visit that domain, the website will appear perfectly and it will be working smoothly. So look at it, looking so good.
So you now take your time to look at your site, look at how beautiful the site is looking, amazing. So that's simply how to do. If you have any issue after you must have uploaded, maybe you check your site and the site is not showing, then probably you know how to decode. Just go back to your error message you must have seen in your website and you decode it. Thank you so much.